episode 251. Thank you all for listening to episode 250, The Trebek Wars, Part 2. I am Montes T. Baggins, here with my co-host.
James, I just went to another team because I'm a baby Harden.
Cody, I'm missing just like Kyrie Bryant.
Irving.
Oh, God. All right. So thanks to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thanks to All Wear Clothing, allwearclothing.com. First and primary sponsor of the Line Sports Podcast. Check him out. He can help you with all your clothing needs. You can get shirts, hats, koozies, pillows, blankets, towels, flags, whatever you need. Allwearclothing.com. Thank you to Crandall Squatty Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas and not
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
But if you have any landscaping needs, demolition needs right now, get in touch with Sean. He can help you out. And last but not least, thank you to Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
If you want to last as long as our upcoming wrestling podcast you're going to hear in a couple of days, make sure to reach out to Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com, so you can make that happen with the lady or guy of your choice. You can get Connell Barrett on Zoom. Sorry, I got Cody laughing in the background now, so I'm distracted. Fucking Zoom. Zoom, FaceTime, Microsoft Teams, any sort of platform where you can do a voice or video chat. Connell Barrett will make it happen to help you out. So once this pandemic's over, you can get out there and keep that confidence that you may have had or regain some confidence that you never had in your life. So make sure you reach out to Connell Barrett at datingtransformation.com.
He can find you a new home faster than James Harden.
And you don't have to beg as much as he did.
Right?
All right. So let's get into golf first. Tournament of Champions this past week. Brandon had the right pick. Starts off the year with a W with Harris English.
Yeah. I knew it was going to be high scoring, and it was. Unfortunately, actually, I was doing quite well on DraftKings. I was sitting 50th going into the fourth round out of 21,000. Had a chance for a couple grand, but unfortunately, for our Sunday, my guys didn't do jack shit. Dropped all the way down to 2,000. So unfortunately, I did not have a great last round and didn't make that much money, but it's all right. We'll get them this week.
All right. So Brandon finished first. Camp Champ 31st, same as Tony Finau for Cody, and Martin Laird for me 17th. Parrott gets a nice 44. I didn't get his pick, so fuck him. 44 for you, kid. This week, Sony Open. Brandon's taking Matt Kuchar. He is our leader. I am in second, so I will unveil my pick like last week, and it's the defending champion, Cameron Smith.
That's who I thought about going with, actually, just because he is the defending champ. But I'm going to go on a different route of somebody who has played well here, and someone who probably I should keep for a major later on down the road, but I'm not going to. Kevin Kisner, I'm going to go with this week. He should be top 10. Had an absolutely hilarious quote. He was doing an interview with, I think it was golf.com, and they asked him, and they said, "Do you think you can win this week?" And he goes, or they asked him something about, like, how do you think your chances are each week? He goes, "Oh, I don't expect to win each week." And then the reporter goes, "Well, then why do you even come out?" He goes, "Because 20th place pays really good."
Yeah, I just saw your tweet. Then why show up? Because they give a lot of money for 20th.
Kevin Kisner.
That's my new favorite golfer.
Dude, I
thought it was absolutely hilarious. It's honest. Like, that would be me if I was on the tour, if I was like that dude who I knew I couldn't compete with the Justin Thomases and Dustin Johnsons. I'm not going to win a FedEx Cup or anything, but man, I can go out there each week and make, $180,000 finishing 28th place every single week. Every week. Yeah. You sign me up for that.
Right.
So
For a weekend?
30 weeks of that makes you good money.
Hell yeah.
what do you got? What you got, Cody?
I got the homie William Dirt McGirt.
All right. So
I don't even know who he is. I just seen his name and I thought Dirt McGirt. So.
Dirt McGirt. Wish we could go back and name the show Dirt McGirt. We'll save
This one does have a cut though, so now we're getting into the good stuff.
Beautiful. So we'll have a good time with that. I did want to mention, I told you guys already. So, and thank you, Bear. I got to thank you and Dan for telling me about Carl's Golfland. It was a lot of fun. We went up to Plymouth to that one. And I was telling you about this. I didn't realize a lot of things until I was there. And Barry, you know this. I didn't really take golf serious until the last couple of years. And, I just go out, swing, didn't really care to learn new things. And I did from you, a lot from Dan, and took stuff very seriously. And then I found out, I didn't tell you this yet. So my driver that I had, the Nike SQ Dymo, is an 12-year-old club. And I bought it like 7 or 8 years ago. And I didn't realize how dead it was until on Sunday night when I went to the simulator with my new club. We went to the simulator. So I was looking at that, and granted, I know you're a little shorter when you're hitting in the simulator, I believe, right? Shorter rather than long when you're hitting in the simulator. So I was with the Nike, the Dead Club, I'm carrying 230, 235, and, ending up 245, 250. With the TSI Titleist club, I didn't realize it's their 2021 club because they only come out with drivers every 2 years. Didn't realize that. I was carrying that 260 to 265. So it was going about 280, 285. I'm like, shit, I added 30 yards on a simulator. And so, like I was telling you, I went into that, and I appreciated you telling me about it because I tell them what exactly I'm looking for, exactly how I swing, exactly what I'm trying to do. And so he started me off. He gave me a Maverick, a Sim Max, and a Ping. The Ping, what is it? I can't remember which driver that is, but the Ping. And so I hit all those. The Maverick I hit the best with. So I would try to do my normal slow backswing and come through. And then I'd try an aggressive back, similar to what you do, Bear, normally. And then I was like, the most consistent was the Maverick. And I was drawing with it. And then I was like, all right. So then I go back in. He hands me the TSI 2 and the King Cobra. And I'm like, sweet. Go out there, hit those, try to do that. And I'm like, oh, shit, the Cobra was not good. I was like, nope, that was way out. Like I was slicing horribly when I was doing it. So I get the Maverick, and then I hit that TSI 2. And I'm using the 90 degree. And I'm like, and I'm hitting it like a 10. It's skying it, and it's just long, like huge distance, a lot of shit. And I'm like, holy fuck. And so I try to blast it like a normal swing like you do, like come back quick and go back through, still down the pipe. I'm like, what the fuck? And, it's just technology at clubs. And, of course, I didn't look at price until I go back in, and I knew what club I wanted. Of course, you're going to pay for it if you want a good club. And, yeah, that driver was $550. I was like, God damn, but it'll be worth it when I'm out on the course hitting bombs. It'll be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, you're not good golf clubs aren't cheap, unfortunately. I've spent my fair share of money on them, but I mean, if you look at it, if you can get 5 or 6 years out of it, I mean, it's $100 or less a year, really. And you break that down into how many times you play, you're talking.
And for 30 fucking yards.
Yeah, you're talking $2 to $3 a round, pretty much. So yeah, I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's worth it. But yeah, when you have to drop that kind of money right off the rip, sometimes you're like, but
I was okay. I didn't care. I knew I was going into it ready to spend. And then Dan, I love Dan. Thank you, Dan. So I was telling Dan about it. I have an old Top Flight 3-wood that I don't want to get rid of. I like it. It was in my original set, but I hit it very well, and I love it. I just don't have the good distance with it. Like I can hit it 220, but I can hit my 4-iron 220. So I'm like, I need something that I can hit further. So Dan was gracious enough. He sent me a text. He's giving me his old 3-wood. It's a Titleist 917 F2. I'm like, well, thank you, Dan. He's like, this will go good with your driver. I'm like, well, thank you, sir. I will take it. Got my $20 putter from Bear, my first coach and my ongoing coach, and Dan the same, my other coach. So Much obliged. Always helping my golf game.
There you go. Easy money.
So this year I'm going to try to with the bombs. I'm going to try to get me an albatross this year.
There you go.
yeah, right. But if I keep playing crosswinds, I should be able to get that albatross no problem.
Yeah. Hey, albatross is an albatross, no matter where you're playing.
I just saw a guy. Did you see that? That guy, I can't remember what course, was the first American person to get a condor. Get a 2 on a par 6.
No, I don't know where that is, but any course that has a par 6 is not a golf course.
Yeah, there's only 2 west of the Mississippi. It's like a 700-yard par 6.
Probably some dumb shit in Colorado.
He hit the drive downhill. Yep. Drive went downhill, and then he put a pitching wedge up. But he just got lucky where he hit it on the drive. So he got a condor. It's first ever recorded condor.
Yeah, if you're hitting a driver pitching wedge into a 700-yard hole, either you are extremely roided up or you are playing in some
he's a little dude.
high altitude, like where your ball flies 500 yards.
Oh, dude, it was nuts. Like, I was reading about it. He just hit it. It was one of those like rare things. Bay Area man accomplishes a rare condor on golf course. So it was just, it's the first time it's ever happened. And I was like, whoa, that's kind of nuts. And I was like, damn, where the hell did this guy do it? I mean, he was even in disbelief himself. So it was in Oakland, California, actually, is where the course is.
Oakland.
Yep. It's a 649-yard par 6. Sorry.
That's ridiculous.
There's only 2 par 6s west of the Mississippi. So interesting.
Yeah. And the pros play a 667-yard par 5 at Firestone in Akron. So that dude's a fucking pussy. Play a real course. Be a man. Don't play par 6s. Stupid. Par 6. Some dumb shit.
We all hate that course.
No, I just hate that guy for saying he got a condor. And dumb. Sounds dumb.
Right.
Arnold
Hey,
Palmer.
one of these days.
Arnie is rolling in his grave condor. He's like, fuck them condors.
Yeah, one of these days, though, Bryson's going to get him a condor on a par 5. He's going to hit a hole-in-one on one of them par 5s. Not going to be surprised
if he
when
comes
he
and plays Fallen Timbers, he might.
Or crosswinds. He'll hit it with a pitching wedge.
Crosswinds.
I do feel good when I play that par 5 hole, and I know I can get it in 2 every time because it's a huge dogleg left, but you got to get over the water. If you don't get over the water, you're fucked. That's the biggest thing. And or you have to short it and go long. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to start playing in the blacks there next year because, from the white, I told you in the whites I got a 68. Like, I'll never, ever, ever get a 68 on another course, ever. Like, I'm lucky to get in the 70s if I do. That's what I tell people. I'm like, I hit 80s, usually low 80s, low to mid 80s. This year was low 80s. Every place I went. But if I played at crosswinds, I was low to mid 70s and then the 68. So I'm like, it's a difference of course. And that's why I tell people, like, what do you play? I'm like, I'm an 80s golfer. I'm probably a 9-10 handicap, easy. And because I don't count crosswinds ever. Mm-hmm. It's open. Yeah. There's no sand traps. There's nothing. It just helps my ego.
It's a good practice course.
Yes, it helps my ego.
It's a good practice course.
Exactly. When I'm trying to hit shots, like just hit open shots. Just like, what club do I want to use? What do I want to use here? And then you feel good when you can do it.
Yep, absolutely.
But we're going to play some real courses this year. Hoping to get that TSI 2 out to the Toledo Country Club with you sometime this year.
Oh, it'll happen.
Yes, sir. All right, let's go into NHL. We got to do our preview, NHL preview. We'll make it quick. Do you have dubs? Oh, no, I have dubs. I already put dubs in here. So Let me share my screen again. Dub has the Colorado Avalanche over the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think he said 4-2, right?
Yes.
4-2. Correct. Red Wings are his surprise team.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice. They just named Larkin the captain today.
Did they?
Yep, not surprising. But Iserman, they asked Iserman why they named him captain, and he said, why they didn't name anyone captain last year, and he said that he came in and didn't really know the guys or anyone, so he wanted to get to know everybody, and based off of how they play, how their leadership is, all of that. So they decided to go with Larkin this year. So well deserved for him, but I still think he's got a lot to prove. Just because he's got the C on doesn't mean that it's all easy from here. Just gets even harder probably.
Yep. No, I think you're right. Let's look at this. So did we get anything from Nick on who his Stanley Cup team is, who his surprise team is, who his teams are?
Yeah, so his Stanley Cup team is Avalanche over the Capitals.
Oh, wow. So he actually did something that made sense.
For once, yeah, he didn't pick the New Jersey Devils. Very, very shocking. He said that.
He said Avalanche over, one more time, Capitals?
Caps, yeah.
Yep.
He said that he would have taken the Avalanche over Tampa, but since Tampa lost Kucherov, he thinks that McKinnon is going to be the MVP, and he's going to lead Colorado to a title this year.
I think he's right.
His surprise team is Boston, actually. Lost a lot of players. Yeah, still have some of their core, but a younger team that not many people are picking to do much this year. So he's taken Boston as a sleeper this year. Didn't give an amount of games on the Avalanche and Capitals. So we'll just keep it at that. He said that he's excited for the Red Wings, but most likely will finish 4th or 5th in the division this year.
All right. And Cody Bryant, what do you got, sir?
Shit, I don't know. The Avalanche. Go with the Avalanche. And I'd say runner up, probably Tampa Bay Lightning. And the surprise team, say the Blue Jackets.
They're always there, but I'll give it to you.
Oh, the Blue Jackets could definitely be a surprise. Last year they were a surprise team. No one thought they were going to do shit last year.
Right.
But they still be a surprise team this year. Back at their old ways, because they're not predicted to do much better than the Red Wings.
And they expect to be the one-hit wonder.
Bear.
Expected to be the Dirt McGirt of the NHL.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. 56 games, shortened season, revamped divisions. They have the West, the North, the East, and the Central.
Canada. Oh, yeah. Canada's
that's the North. That's the Scotia North. They have the Honda West, the Mass Mutual East, and the Discover Central. So they sold out for
sold the divisions?
as they should have.
That's smart.
There's
fucking
nothing
smart.
Hockey is getting back to the main front again, and even though ESPN won't recognize it for whatever reason, NBC
highest average salaries.
Keep cleaning up. Just going to keep cleaning up, and NBC is going to, they're doing a good job and they're making money on them. So for me this year, it's going to be weird because they're going to have a Final Four pretty much, and it'll be rather interesting with these divisions. But you get some old foes, which I like. Detroit pretty much back into when they're in the Western Conference, and they get to play Chicago and Dallas and Nashville again. So that's pretty exciting. I still think they got a ways to go. So they're not going to be my surprise team. I hope they do well this year. I'm going to start with my surprise team, though. And my surprise team is going to be the Florida Panthers. I think they've built up a good squad. No one thinks of the Florida Panthers as much or anything at all. So I think they make the playoffs this year, and I think they make a little run in the playoffs. I don't think they'll be the Final Four per se in their division, but I think that I think Florida's going to have a good year this year and have a good future. But my final, and I've been going back and forth on this. I don't know. I still don't know who to take, but I think, which I hate, it's going to pain me to do, but I think the champ this year is going to be the Philadelphia Flyers. I think that they're going to beat up on the NHL this year. They got a really strong team. They had a good squad last year. Came up a little bit short. Pretty much the same squad this year. So I think they have a real good shot to be NHL champs. I can't remember the last time they were champs, but it's been a while. Nothing worse than giving Philadelphia a title, but unfortunately it'll be that way. And I think that they're going to the runner-up's going to be the Maple Leafs. And I was mixed between that because I honestly really wanted to pick the Leafs to win the Cup this year. I really have a strong sense that one of these Canadian teams are going to win it this year because pretty much they have a 1-in-4 shot, which they normally don't. And that's pretty big. So I think Toronto's going to come out of that as the number 4, and they're going to go play like Tampa, beat them, and I think Philly will probably end up beating on. Colorado's going to be up there, but I don't think Colorado. I don't know why. I just don't think the Avalanche. I think they're going to fall short again this year. They'll lose to Vegas or something like that, and then they'll lose to the Flyers. But it should be a good year. Hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. How are they doing the conferences?
So they're just doing a Final Four, really, is how it's going to be. So all the 8, I think that there's going to be 4 teams out of each, and they're going to run it down, and they're going to play it that way. And then how they're going to do the the Final Four, I don't know. I would imagine it would be best record versus worst record, obviously, and then the 2 and 3. But all I know from what I've read is that they're going to be the Final Four in their divisions. So whoever comes out of there will be the last 4 teams.
Yeah, because that's what I was pulling up too, like how they're going to do that. I know they talk about fans and who they're going to allow. Playoffs look like you said, here you go. 16-team, best of 7, 4-round playoff. 4 teams from each division will qualify for the playoffs. First 2 rounds will be intra-divisional play.
Yep.
Then the 4 division winners will advance to the semis, reseeded based on their regular season point totals. Like you said,
just like
2 semifinal teams will play in the Stanley Cup final.
Yep. Okay, so that makes sense. And yeah,
it's not necessarily Eastern Western, so it doesn't matter. Like you said,
yeah, it's just gonna go off seed. That's what I thought. I thought it was. So yeah, there are, like I said, there's gonna be a Final Four in each of the divisions, and then they'll reseed based off of that. And that's my thought. I mean, my Final Four, like I said, I think Colorado's gonna get upset. So I think Vegas is gonna come out of the West. Toronto's gonna come out of the North. Philadelphia is gonna come out of the East. And I think my bigger prediction is Tampa won't come out of the Central. I don't know who to take out of there, but it'll either be Carolina or Tampa. I'm going to go with Carolina. And then I have, however that works, let's just say Philly beats Carolina, Toronto beats Vegas, and then Philly beats Toronto. That's how I think it's going to go.
Yeah, I had the Avalanche too. I'm kind of agreeing with what everybody has here. So I'm going to go the Avs as well, but I had them over the Flyers, like you said. So that's that. And I'm going to put Edmonton as my surprise team. They got the best player in hockey on that team.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to you figure they got to do something eventually.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad pick. Edmonton I had in there as well as one of my potential surprises. I think really the ones that I had were like Florida, Edmonton, and the Rangers were like my 3. Also, I like the Sabres too. Those were kind of the ones I was really leaning towards on a surprise team this year.
Right.
It'll be a good year though. I think Philly ended up beating Pittsburgh this afternoon. They played a 5:30 game, which was interesting.
Yep. They were the first game. Yeah. What was the score of that game? Do you know? I forgot it was on.
It was into the third. It was 3-3. Philly scored to make it 4-3 with like 18 minutes left, and then scored 2 more goals in like the next 2 minutes to go up 6-3. So I did not see the final. Let me look here really quick. Let's see if I can find it. You'd say they ended up winning 6-3. Toronto and Montreal are tied at 4 in overtime right now, and Tampa is up 4-0 on Chicago in the second period. Vancouver and Edmonton play tonight, and St. Louis and Colorado play tonight.
Nice. All right. So, what are the points totals currently?
I mean, technically, it's all zeros.
Oh, yeah, it's zeros.
We'll add it all up on the rest.
We'll leave it at that. Yeah.
It's all zeros. So
Well,
we started over. It's a new year. We started Jeopardy.
The wrestling. So on the wrestling show, you'll have to add the total plus today's total to get the new total that you won't hear. All right. So 0-0. Start off with a 1-pointer. Which former NBA star hosted SNL in 2018?
Former NBA star hosted. That could be anybody. Who was an entertaining NBA act? Oh
shit.
They would put on Saturday Night Live, though.
Well, it'll make sense because I actually remember this sadly.
Sadly, is that a clue? Do I have to change my answer?
No.
Is this person?
I mean, it makes sense.
It's Jeremy, so it's probably someone from the Jazz.
Is there anybody entertaining that played ever for the Jazz?
No.
The mailman. He always delivered.
Except on Sundays.
Except on Sundays.
Except in Game 6 against the Bulls, but other than that.
Except in the finals. All right. You all ready?
Yep.
One.
Uno.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have this one there.
I was gonna say, it was either one or the other. Yeah.
I don't watch SNL, so
It was one of the few I caught.
not my cup of tea. Used to.
Question number 2.
Used to be funny.
For 2 points, what was the only NFL team to not be underdogs by more than 1 point all this regular season? If nobody gets it right, you guys can go around making guesses until somebody gets it.
By more than a point. I have a feeling we're all gonna have the same answer. I'm ready.
Yeah, me too. 1, 2, 3, and go. It just seems obvious. Like,
yeah, so it's gonna be wrong, right? It's not gonna be the Chiefs.
Yeah, we're all
on the Chiefs.
We all said Chiefs, but think this is a trick.
I don't remember that, but that's the thing is Mahomes played all year, so I don't remember that.
Right.
Oh no!
Oh wait, this past week
last
Chargers.
year.
He didn't play the game.
I forgot about that. Yep.
Incorrect. Okay, I got my next guess. I'm ready to go.
So am I.
All right. When you guys ready?
All right.
Telling him we are guessing again. All right. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and go.
It's not the Steelers. They were just underdogs to the Browns. If he said it's a shocker, it's not going to be the Packers, which I think they're underdogs to Tampa.
Okay. So, back here. Got my guess in.
I feel like I'm overthinking this now.
Me too. I've got 3 more guesses.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, go.
Like Cody's. That might be right.
That is a good one.
No, they played Kansas City. Can't be.
Could have been a 1-point game though.
Yeah.
Tampa played Kansas City. Wow. All right, got my next guess.
We won't be on this one together.
We won't.
I don't think so.
All right.
All right.
I hope you said the football team.
Right.
No.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go. That was my other guess.
I don't think it's the Saints because Taysom played, man. They had to be a dog.
That's a good point. But they were playing the Panthers and like garbage teams that way. Wow. They had a professional gambler on the show, and even he was shocked to hear this.
Because he ain't a pro.
Because he ain't a pro. Okay. I'm good.
And they weren't an underdog the whole time. No
By
more
than a point.
By more than a point. So it was, the worst they would have been is +1 at some point in the season. That's it.
Right. I got mine.
I got mine.
All right. Good, Cody?
I am now.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go. Tell you, it's got to be one of those two.
They played in Green Bay. There's no fucking way. No way.
Ugh.
So did the Colts, though. Shit. But neither of those will be right.
One of them. Colts is correct. Wow.
Yeah. Only because they played at home against Green Bay. It's got to be it.
Yeah. They were pretty good this year.
Take my 2 points.
That was hard earned.
Whew.
That was a fun question.
That was a tough one.
Although they were underdogs in the playoffs by a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
But they
won by 6. 6.5, I think.
Yep. Should have taken them in the points.
They covered.
And finally, eliminator time.
Ooh, another eliminator. All right.
Name Super Bowls by name all the running backs.
1, 2.
Name all the running backs who ran for at least 1,000 yards this NFL season. A wrong guess eliminates you from the contest. There are only 8. Can we run the table? Okay, who's last in points right now as we stand? We just started 2 questions ago. Cody?
Okay, well, if that's the case, then it goes Cody, you, then me.
Well, at least get the obvious one out the way. King Henry.
Shit. Type it in the freaking chat box. All right. I'm going to go with the old Dalvin Cook.
Son of a bitch, that was going to be mine. I figured you'd go elsewhere on that. Then I will go with your pickup, James Robinson.
Nice. He definitely did.
Where you were going to go?
Yeah, he definitely did. No, I wanted to go with the one I was sure of. All right. Good one. Back to Cody.
Oh boy. No, damn. Well, I don't know. I don't think he was close. He got hurt.
A lot of
I'm
people.
gonna try it. Nick Chubb.
Yeah, he did. That was my guess. Fuck.
That's a good one.
Did he miss, 2 games? 3 games?
That was my
4.
next guess.
He got like 1064, I think, is what he got.
He barely got it. Man.
Well, most
4
people
games.
barely got it except Henry and Cook.
Oh Lord, Uncle Steve out hitting people with the bat again.
Oh, come on, man. I'm not even there yet.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not even
behind
watching.
It's Darby and Brian Cage. I mean, I knew he was coming out, but
All right.
Oh shit, it's my guess. I'm waiting for you, Bear. I'm sorry.
Did you see the Jesus? He
Aaron
freaking broke
Jones.
his ribs doing that shit.
Oh my God, the lights went. Man, you still
The Bear.
Ooh, motherfucker. 3 more. I'm going through teams now in my head.
We got one. I think one more good guess left.
Yep. Just let me rack here. Hold on a second.
You're good.
Too bad Taysom Hill isn't a running back.
He's a tight end.
Exactly. Oh, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yep, he's definitely there. Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Ran for 228 the last game, I think, to get there.
Yeah.
He just got there, I think.
Cody.
Oh boy.
He was third.
Was it Edwards Hilaire?
No. I think on to me. I think your boy got there, homie. Thanks for the helpful win.
Ooh.
Who had 803? Oh, Jacobs is correct. So Edwards Hilaire had 803.
Because Jacobs is going to be my pick. So we got one more?
Yep. This is our 4th round, so technically if you miss, I get this. That'll be nice.
Yeah. That's what I'm.
But if you get it right, we split. Or both get 5.
All right, hold on a second here. You're
good.
I guess because it really doesn't fucking matter. So Kansas City didn't. You already got it. Denver definitely didn't. The Chargers didn't. I'm trying to think of the Rams, but I don't think they played Akers enough to get there, so I'm kind of holding away from that one. Seahawks didn't.
Denver didn't. Because who's Denver? Melvin Gordon's Denver's running back. He was close, wasn't he, though?
Nah, I don't think so. Because they have him and Lindsey. I don't think so.
That's a good point.
Zeke didn't get there. I don't think Gibson got there because he got hurt. The Giants didn't have anybody. The Eagles, I don't think Sanders got there because he was hurt.
Right.
The Falcons had nobody. Kamara definitely didn't get there. Tampa had no one who got there. I don't think Ronald Jones got there at least. And who else in that division? What the fuck is that? Carolina had McCaffrey got hurt, so he obviously didn't get there.
So it wasn't there.
Jets is no. Patriots is no. I don't think Gaskin got there. He was hurt.
No, he definitely did. I can tell you he didn't. He was hurt half the season.
Yeah. Same thing with the Bills. They didn't have anybody. The only one that's kind of like stuck in my head is Dobbins, but I don't think he got there.
Well, Lamar got there, but we can't count a quarterback.
Yeah. Dobbins is like, because of Cleveland, you already got Chubb. Connor didn't from the Steelers. Green Bay, you got Jones already.
Did Kareem get there?
No, Kareem didn't get there. Dave Montgomery was one I thought about possibly. Lions definitely didn't have anybody get there.
See, I'd be so worried about saying J.K. Dobbins because Gus Edwards ran there.
Everyone runs there. That's the thing. Like the only other one that I think is Montgomery from the Bears. And I'm trying to just make sure that there's nobody else because I don't think there is. Houston didn't have anyone get there. I already got the Colts. Who else in that division? Jacksonville. We already got Jacksonville, and there would have been
Robinson.
who's the
Already
last
got
team?
Henry.
Who's the last team in that division?
Texans.
No, he didn't. Yeah, so Henry. So they had 3 of them. Texans definitely didn't. Bengals didn't.
Steelers didn't.
It's got to be. Well,
Montgomery.
the Cardinals didn't. I don't think Kenyon Drake did.
No,
He
I
was
can
hurt.
tell
They
you he
were-
didn't. He was
I'm gonna-
hurt too.
I gotta go with David Montgomery from the Bears.
I think that's a solid guess.
He had a really good end to the year.
Hot damn.
Oof.
Nice. Each of us get 5. Good. Fuck you, Cody the Dragon Steamboat.
Yeah, whatever.
The only reason why I didn't say Kamara is because they were talking about that. And I don't think he's had a 1,000-yard rushing season in the NFL yet. He's just had a lot of passing and that. And I think they said that in the playoff game against the Bears, which is why I got that. Or which
He's
is why I
a
didn't
wide
say it.
receiver.
Yeah, I think he'll have like 800 rushing yards, 800 receiving yards.
Yeah.
All right, and then I asked him to finish out what was after that. So Melvin Gordon was up there. Zeke, Ronald Jones, all just missed it.
What did Zeke have? What did he end up with? Okay, he didn't give numbers. He just gave that.
I might just pull it up myself here.
And Zeke was hurt, so
Gordon 986,
he was very close.
Zeke 979, Ronald Jones 978, Drake 955, Kamara 932. Damn, Kareem Hunt was at 841.
Yeah.
JK 805, Gus Edwards 723, and Lamar at 1,005. That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's good.
That's great.
Oof.
All right.
Hurt my brain.
Well, good. So what's the updated standings after Just Sports?
Well, I added everything together, so we'll go over that next week.
All right. We'll catch him next week when Wes Anderson's on the show to get his points back. He's got to start out with more than 7.
Yeah, see if he can beat Peapod. We won't ruin what he got, but Peapod got some points.
So 2 incredible stats to take off. First, with Michael Thomas being placed on injury reserve, he's going to finish the regular season with the largest decline in receptions in league history, 149-40. Second, since Alex Smith arrived in Washington with not much talent, I may add, the team went 11-5 with him as a starter. During that same time period, with not him as a starter, the team went 6-25. One of his all-time favorite quarterbacks, and I also agree with Cody regarding Tyrod Taylor from about a month ago, who was very Smith-like in that he plays smart and the stats may not look pretty, but the guy wins. He has a winning record as a starter. Absolute shame he is not starting somewhere. Have a good one, guys. See you next time.
Yeah, I mean,
He hasn't caught up. He hasn't caught up to you. I told him to listen in. We've got. I gave him a spoiler alert on you and Steph Curry.
well, my Duncan Robinson.
Well, him showing a little love to Steph Curry, Cody.
Oh, gotcha.
All right, so, I know we want to run through this stuff quick, but MLB trade Indians. They got rid of Lindor.
Unfortunately, I knew it was coming, but sadly, they did. He's to the Mets, and the Mets still will finish third in that division.
Yeah.
Typical Cleveland bullshit. They get a star, they hold a star until they have to pay him, and then they say, "Fuck it, we're not going to pay him because we're cheap." So I think instead, once they get rid of the Indians here, they should just change to the Cleveland cheap motherfuckers. That should be their team name. That's what they do. They did it with Sabathia. They did it with Cliff Lee. They did it with Klubler. I mean,
This goes on and on. They do with everybody.
And that's what I don't like about baseball. Put in a salary cap then. I mean, it's just I just don't get it. So it is what it is. I mean, they could probably pay him. They decided not to. I'm sure for some point, and I'm sure it's best for the franchise in some way. I mean, obviously it has to be, because when they got rid of Sabathia and Lee, they still kept winning. So with the money that they have and that they can deal with these players, I'm sure that it works. It's just frustrating as a fan watching top talent walk out the door every 3 years. So
Yeah, but they keep winning because the AL Central is a consistently weak division. So, I mean, it's winnable every year.
well, yeah, but they're putting up 95 to 105 wins. So that's
But in that division, that
divisions.
wins that division, though.
That wins most divisions.
Yeah. So, I mean, but even still, in a weaker division, I mean, look who else is in that division, though. Like, the Twins have been terrible for at least a decade.
The Twins have been the top team in the division for the last 3 years.
No, not the 3 years. I mean, before that, when all they had was Joe Mauer and oh my
Justin
gosh,
Morneau.
I can't think of
Justin Morneau.
Yeah, not him. It's somebody else.
Well, I mean, they did.
Yeah, I said they had, but they still weren't even all that good though. When they had them, and then the Royals, they had that one, run, but they hadn't been good. That World Series, but they hadn't been good since probably the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah, I mean, same with the White Sox too, and the Tigers.
White
but the Tigers were
Sox,
good for a while until the last.
Right.
The Tigers were good until the last 8 to 10 years.
Right. But it was still, when it came to that division, though, like it's still, it was still a winnable division. Like there weren't too many teams, even when they won the division, give or take a few years, where they actually ran away with the division, where it didn't come down to the last, few weeks of the season.
Yeah, I mean, besides the Dodgers and the Yankees, that's every other division in baseball usually. So I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just saying, if they had any of this, if they could keep any of this talent and be able to pay and bring some more people in, they would sit on top of that division every year. But they don't. They have to run through and recycle and hope to find the next star. And if they don't hit on that, they're going to suck. Simple as that. I mean, they got rid of Carrasco too. I think he went in the deal over to.
Yeah, he went too.
Which, I mean, that's disappointing because Carrasco is always he was a big fan favorite in Cleveland. They both were. I mean, they literally lost 2 of the most popular players. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be great. Along with that, and now you're going to change the name off the Indians too. I don't know. I don't see good things looking forward right now with what they're doing, but we'll see.
All right.
They kept Grady's ass.
Yeah, fucking Mr. Injury.
Hell, he got a girl killed.
One good year, and motherfucker hurt his leg every year after that, or his shoulder or something. He's made of glass. Don't get me fired up.
That's what they kept, though. They keep them, though. They give everybody else up, but they keep Grady.
That's why they started getting rid of everybody.
Right. All right. So going on to the NBA, the big news of the day, 4-team trade. James Harden and a 2nd-round pick goes to the Nets. The Rockets get Victor Oladipo, Dante Exum. I don't know the dude's name. Curix? Rodians, Curix, and 4 first-round picks and 4 pick swaps. Cavs get Jared Allen and Taurean Prince, and the Pacers get Karis LeVert. So a few things. I think Brooklyn, we'll see how they do with it, but I think they got the short end here with everything going on. I mean, Cleveland gave up what? A pick that's going to be like late first round to get Jared Allen?
Yeah, I didn't see the exact schematics of that, but I don't know why they did. I mean, they got 18 centers. I don't know why they needed another one.
Yeah,
Jared Allen ain't bad, but whatever.
And then Indiana got Karras, so good for them.
Which I think was Brooklyn's dumbest move. Karis LeVert is a stud, an
Yes, he is.
absolute stud.
Look, yeah, he is.
They should. That's the only way they're going to get him. I get that, but that's a terrible move for them.
They got rid of 3 first-rounders and Karis LeVert to get Harden.
Just like I said earlier, this is the Garnett, Pierce, Allen deal all over again. They have completely thrown away their future to hope to God that they win a title or two.
And they won't.
And that's a hope and a prayer. Now even more, I hope LeBron beats them.
Oh, same.
Just so Brooklyn goes into the dark ages for the rest of the NBA.
Me, I hope fucking Boston beats them. I don't have faith in that anymore, but I still do.
I don't. Fan. I can't. And I don't. And this time around, everyone's going to sit here, and if they do win a ring, if that happens, they're going to say again, Durant needed help. And this time around, I'm not going to play that side. Because the last time Durant bitched and moaned and wanted to get out because he knew he couldn't do it. Now this time he had his own team with Kyrie. They knew what they were going to do, and now they brought in Harden. So I'm not gonna take that slander this time around. But it'll be interesting to see what Fat Boy Harden can do there. But everyone knows wherever he goes.
The Warriors needed Durant just as bad as Durant needed the Warriors. If Durant don't go to the Warriors, they don't win any more titles.
Of course they didn't. The Durant won him that title. Look what he did. I mean, he was averaging 38 in all the finals games. I mean, it was
that's what I'm saying. So I mean, and naturally Durant needed that help too. And I mean, in all basketball schematics, like that move makes sense if you're Durant to go to the Warriors. Like it makes your job easier.
But when you bitch and moan about it though, and do it that way, that's so much people talk shit about it instead you blah 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 because of that.
But when all people judge you by are rings and whatnot and championships, he went there, partly it was basketball reasons, but then partly it was to win a ring. And he was hoping that people would have gave him some respect for winning a ring, but then he ended up winning the ring too damn easy. So people had to shit on him for winning the ring too easy. So it was kind of a lose-lose situation for him. It was damned if you, damned if you don't. And, then he just kind of said, well, fuck everybody, which I don't blame him. I mean, if you're going to shit on me for not winning the ring, then I go and win a ring, and then you shit on me for winning it too easy, which is the same thing they would have did to LeBron if they would have won that ring that first year in Miami. So, I mean, because essentially LeBron and Kevin Durant did the same thing. Mm-hmm. They both went somewhere where for basketball reasons, it made sense for them to go and do what they did. And, and the only thing that saved LeBron was losing that first year to the Mavericks. If they win that title that very first year, they still be shitting on LeBron the way they shit on Kevin Durant.
Yep. You're probably right. I don't disagree with you.
Well, in the NBA standings, the Celtics are atop of the East, even though they haven't played 3 games due to COVID. But they're 7-3. Bucks and Sixers 8-4. Pacers 7-4. Magic 6-5. Nets 7-6. Hornets 6-6. Hawks 5-5. Heat 4-5. Knicks and Cavs 5-7. Bulls 4-7. Wizards 3-8. Raptors 2-8. Pistons 2-9. Out west, Lakers 10-3 in first, 7-4 for the Jazz, Clippers, Suns, 6-4 for the Mavericks and Trailblazers, 6-5 for the Warriors and Spurs, 5-6 for the Kings, Nuggets and Thunder, 4-5 for the Pelicans, 4-6 for the Grizz, 3-6 for the Rockets, and 3-7 for the T-Wolves.
It's still been a pretty good year. We'll keep going. But by the way, though, Houston probably going to win a ring before Harden does. Just throwing that out there.
I hope so.
Because with that lineup that they got, man, you got Oladipo. Ooh.
Yeah, they got a Oladipo.
With John Wall and
Boogie
Cousins.
Come on, man. It's going to be beautiful.
And PJ Tucker's still there, too.
Oh, and by the way.
And they got 4 first-round picks.
Yeah, a superstar in the making, Christian Wood, which Detroit never should have got rid of. Terrible move. Should have got rid of Blake instead. But for whatever reason, Detroit's about as dumb as the Cleveland Indians. Because that dude, I don't know if you watched him play. Whew. dude's a beast. If you get a chance, no one talks about, no one's going to see. If anyone can watch a Houston Rockets game, watch Christian Wood, their power forward. Dude is awesome.
Yeah, he's nice.
Absolutely awesome. Houston going to start winning a lot now with that lineup, as long as they stay healthy. And if they don't, and you can keep this team with Oladipo, I get it. Boogie probably isn't going to stay there. They're probably going to want to rebuild off that. But if you can do what you're doing and you have 4, first round picks here over the next how many years, plus your own, I think Houston's in really good shape.
Yeah, but they knew he wanted to go to New Jersey. So I mean, like New Jersey just got fleeced, and
Again.
Houston, they just addition by subtraction. When you got a bunch of younger guys there that want to be there and want to play with each other, and James Harden basically found out, what it took to actually be the man. Like he wanted to be the man to get all the adulation and none of the blame when shit went wrong. You hear shit all the time now about how it didn't work when Chris Paul was there or when Russell Westbrook was there. When you got a guy like Russell Westbrook showing up to meetings and film sessions and everything else like that on time, and James Harden showing up late.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to change the entire dynamic of all that down there, and I think I just don't know what it is. I just feel like Harden's never going to win a ring. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to be
next year.
He wants to be the guy on the front of the Wheaties box, but he don't want to put the work in the gym.
Do they have Wheaties in strip clubs? He might be like, I want to be on the billboard.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Like
he'd be on
the Lust billboard.
Yeah, that flickers. That's exactly James Harden. The Lust billboard that flickers at night.
Shit.
God damn. All right, so in NCAA, still what, Gonzaga? I mean, it's got to be Gonzaga at the top, so we can just skip right over this. Gonzaga and Baylor.
Michigan's coming.
They're coming. They're 10-0.
They've beaten 3 straight top 25 teams by 19 or more points, which has never been done in the history of NCAA basketball.
Wow.
As much as I hate to say it, Juwan Howard has them rolling right now. And they're a force. And by the way, they don't even have the number 1 recruiting class until next year. So yeah, they're going to be a force. So at least Michigan can win something. Because it ain't going to be football. So at least they can win in basketball.
At least they're saving money in football.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so NCAA football, just as we kind of, we hope the Buckeyes would win. Not surprised that they got beat handily. As you mentioned last week, Justin Fields would have had to play a game against, like he did Clemson, which was not going to happen. You did say that. You were correct. The defense just could not make stand. They just called a terrible defensive game.
Yeah, Kerry Coombs did not have a good defensive game plan. Because usually you want to, double or at least be physical with the best guy, the Heisman Trophy winner, on the field. And they did not do that. They gave him space all day. When they put Shaun Wade one-on-one, he got burnt, but pretty much they ran in a 4-4, like they were playing a Clemson who doesn't have, a playmaker that's not Trevor Lawrence or Travis Etienne, or you're not playing Northwestern or Michigan State or any of these Big Ten teams who are just a little slower. But you saw what happened to Ohio State all year when they came up against a good receiver. They got destroyed by Tyler Freifogel against Indiana. They got destroyed by I'm trying to think who destroyed them also early. And there was another wide receiver. I wish I could give him props and remember who it was. But then you go up against literally the Heisman Trophy winner, the best wide receiver in college football this year. And you decide that you don't even want to play zone. You don't want to play safety over the top. You're just going to play 10 yards off and let them roam. DeMonte Smith burned them. They totally deserved it. all the props to Justin Fields because the dude's a warrior. I'm sure he's probably got a couple broken ribs, and good on him. Hopefully the Jets don't take him, but he's the only reason why Ohio State was where they're at with how bad that defense was. So when we look back, everyone should give Justin Fields a lot more props than he's probably going to get. But also, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Clemson was their national title. That was the monkey that they needed to get off their back, and they did that. And I think that took everything out of them. But they did play competitive with Alabama for a quarter and a half.
Yeah.
And they lost the game when they kicked the field goal. You saw Nick Saban on 4th and 1 right off the bat, go for it, score a touchdown. He went for it on 4th and 3 and scored a touchdown. 4th and goal on the 5-yard line, 21-14. They're still in the game, and Ryan Day, kicked the field goal, which that was the loss. So well deserved by Alabama. They're the best team in college football all year by far. They would have rolled over anybody, whether it was Clemson, whether that was Georgia, whether that was Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina, whoever it was. It would have been a steamroll. So good for them. We'll see what happens with Devonta Smith. I think Miami takes him if they stay third, but I have a feeling that trade's going to happen, and that'll be the Texans there. So we'll see. But alas, another college year, and I don't think I think next year Ohio State's outlook isn't going to be. They'll probably have a loss or two next year. There's too many freshmen coming in. But in 2022, I think that'll be their year, and I'll call it now that they'll win the national title that year.
All right.
As long as Alabama don't have 3 Pro Bowlers on their offense.
Well, it'll be Ohio State. They got the number 1 defensive end coming in this 2021 season. They have the number 1 wide receiver already there who will be in the starting lineup.
And they got a number 1 coming.
And they have the number 1 quarterback in 2022, but also they have – who else they have? They had somebody else, but I can't recall at the moment. But, yeah, they're going to have to strengthen up their secondary is really what it is. I think their D-line with Jack Sawyer is going to be great. They got Sawyer. They got Togiai, who's going to play in the middle. Haskell Garrett, who's going to be there. And, you get some younger linebackers in, which I'm excited about. I don't have to watch Tough Borland run his slow ass around the field anymore. So great player, don't get me wrong, but it was rough to watch him running around the field just getting burnt by Jalen Waddle, who only had 1 leg too. So it'll be good. I think next year, like I said, there's a lot of young guys. So next year, I don't expect anything. I don't expect them to make the playoff. I don't expect them to win the Big Ten title next year. But I think 2022 is going to be Ohio State's year to roll. So that's my outtake for way too early predictions.
I was going to give them like 2023, 2024. But I'll take it.
Nah, they'll be just fine. They'll be just fine then.
Shit, Devontae Smith was the number 2 receiver too.
Yeah, Waddle was
That's
the one
crazy
to start the season.
Waddle was number 1. Yeah, and then he got hurt.
And then he got hurt.
Like when your number 2 receiver wins the Heisman and does what he does, man, that's how crazy is that?
That's the only thing. The only thing I was sitting there watching and hoping. I was like, God, fucking, I just hope Waddle doesn't break his leg again. Like,
oh, that's what I was too. I'm like, why is he out there? You're gonna ruin his fucking career.
Right off the bat, first play, he starts hobbling off. I'm like, just stay off the field. And even from me as a fan, I'm like, dude, I don't want to see this dude get hurt. I hated seeing Devonta Smith get hurt. I think he only broke a couple fingers, but it's
I said, what, he broke his finger or something?
It's all right. He's gonna go have fun with Tua in Miami. And then if Deshaun doesn't go there, and then I'm not going to be surprised when they take Najee Harris later on in the middle of the first round.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alabama reunion.
Yeah, we'll see what they do with Najee because they still. I think he's the number 2 running back that'll come off the board. So it'll just be a matter of when that is, though. Because
so you think he's going to come off one?
Kid from Clemson, Travis Etienne. NTN, however the fuck you say his name. Yeah, he'll definitely be number 1 off the board. Najee should be 2. But, you heard what he said, too. One of the reporters asked him and said, How'd you make it look so easy against him? He goes, easy.
Oh, and he wasn't easy.
He goes, I'm hurting. They whooped my ass. They're a strong physical team, man. They beat me down. That's just how tough I was running. It's pretty much what it was. So
good dude.
There was respect all around there. So Ryan Day has 2 losses in 2 years, and it's to Dabo and it's to Nick Saban. So you've lost to the two other. I mean, technically the two, which I hate to say with Dabo, but really the 2 best coaches in college football are his only 2 losses. So you can't be mad about that.
And then he beat one this year. So
yeah, and he got him back. He got one of them. So he'll get Saban back here coming down in the next couple of years. It'll be all right. I'm not worried about it.
69-year-old Saban.
Nice.
All right. We didn't get much into the NASCAR schedule. We could save that for when NASCAR season actually starts.
A month from when this podcast comes out.
Well, this comes out tomorrow, the 14th.
Yeah.
Is it Valentine's Day?
Daytona 500 Valentine's Day, Sunday.
Oh, you and the girlfriend gonna have a good Valentine's Day watching the 500?
Already told her.
Love it.
Hey, that's why they got Saturday, but Sunday's race day, especially Daytona 500. If it was like California or something, I'd be like, yeah, we can do something, but no way, man. Daytona.
So the Browns kicked the shit out of the Steelers this past weekend. Like literally kicked the shit out of them. They dominated the Steelers in prime time in their first playoff game in 18 years. Had 1 practice that week. 3 new guys on the O-line. Best DB was out. Multiple assistant coaches out. And the head coach was gone. Stefanski. And you guys saw my what I sent to you guys, the Stone Cold meme with Michaels Piper as against the Steelers.
Absolute domination.
They killed him.
Yep, they sure did.
When you're washed up, and your washed up quarterback throws 4 picks,
and he
can't throw you back in the game.
And he still broke the record for most completions in a game ever. But it's because he threw 68 passes.
Yeah, everyone knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, he had 47 completions?
Something like that. Surprised his arm didn't fall off. He knew it, though. That was probably his last game, so.
Yep. Aaron Rodgers this year had more touchdown passes than the team had punts. Mm-hmm. That was a crazy stat. Baker's the oldest quarterback left in the AFC, and he's not even 26.
Yep, saw that too.
Jared Valdier. I love this. Jared Valdier, lineman, started with the Colts last week, signed with the Packers this week.
Got COVID.
Did he?
Yeah, he's out. He got COVID. Tested positive today. He was going to be the first ever player. It's funny. They talked about that all week. The first guy to play in the playoffs with 2 different teams, and he gets COVID, so now he won't do it. It's hilarious.
Oh, God. All right, so that's fucked up. That sucks. COVID had different plans for him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Cody's Rams beat the Seahawks. Oh, it's my favorite.
With Jared Goff, too, nonetheless. Came in.
Yeah, as the backup. Comes in and they win. But that luck's going to run out against the Packers this week.
Okay,
yeah, I think so.
I was talking to my physical therapist, and he's like, yeah, how is it that Jared Goff is just as good with 4 fingers as he, or with 9 fingers as he is with 10?
Oh,
true,
God.
Yeah,
it's absolutely true.
We had a good laugh about that. How fucking one read Goff is just as good with 9 as he is with 10.
Yep. Well, the Rams are playing the Packers this week. Who you got?
Packers.
Only because it's one read Goff playing. I mean, if Walford was starting, I'd pick the Rams, but I'm gonna go with the Packers.
Dub took the Packers. All right.
Now, like I said, with Donald not 100% healthy either, that's the only shot they have to do anything.
Now the Ravens beat the Titans, which I know two of us had the Ravens, and the Bills beat the Colts. So Ravens at Bills. Bills for dub. Cody.
Ooh, man. Um, I'm going Ravens, man. The way that Greg Roman changed everything up and turned them into, let kind of Lamar be Lamar and not try to force him to do anything. And he just kind of relaxed and just said, you know what, I'm the best player on the field and I'm about to show everybody why. And like he did that and freaking they whooped the Titans ass, man. And I don't know, Josh Allen almost did it. He almost did it, what I said he was gonna do. And luckily the defense was able to save him. But I still think the Ravens are gonna win though.
I'm struggling on this one because I said the Ravens they got hot at the right time, and I think that I think the Bills, man, I thought they'd be going to the AFC title game, but I didn't think that they would be playing the Ravens, and that's the problem. I thought the Ravens would go to Kansas City. I thought the Steelers would go to Buffalo. The Buffalo would beat Pittsburgh. But with this, I agree with Cody. I think the Ravens teams like this get hot at the right time and they knock teams off. And I don't think Kansas City wants to see Baltimore. I think Kansas City is going to be rooting for Buffalo. I honestly don't. So I'm going to go with the Ravens this week. I'm going to say Ravens win 34-31.
Yeah, see, that's what I struggle with too, because I thought it was going to be Bills Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I did not expect them to go up against the Ravens, because I thought the old Steelers were going to win that game against the Browns, and then exactly what you just said. Ravens were going to go play the Steelers, or excuse me, you got me. Steelers were going to go play the Bills. Ravens were going to go play the Chiefs, which the Chiefs are happy right now that they don't have to play. I guarantee you they're happy they don't have to play the Ravens right now.
And it's funny because in the AFC and NFC, both the wild cards, the 1 and 6 are playing and the 2 and 5 are playing.
Yep, exactly.
Both sides. That's nuts.
Yep. And you know what? I think that I'm going to stick with the Bills just because I had them in the AFC Championship, even though I think the Ravens, I'm not going to be surprised when the Ravens win this game at all. And I don't know. What's the line?
I don't know. I have to look. I'm assuming it's probably Buffalo -3, maybe 2. But I'll tell you what, that'll be the best game of the weekend, no doubt.
-2.5 for Buffalo.
Yep, it's about right. Green Bay 6.5. Kansas City.
I would happily take the betting man. I'm taking the Ravens in the points. All right, Cleveland at Kansas City. Oh, and Dub took the Bills, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got to go Kansas City here. I think Cleveland has a really, really good matchup to contend with them. They certainly have the ability to beat the Chiefs. You get everybody back. Stefanski's going to be back. Denzel Ward's back. Kevin Johnson's back. They have the run game to control the game and keep the ball away from Patrick Mahomes. That's the only way you're going to win. You got to keep the ball away from Mahomes. You got to control the game, and you got to score touchdowns. You can't kick field goals. With that being said, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Chiefs are going to come out hot, and I'm going to say that they win actually exactly by 10. I think it's going to be. I don't think they're going to cover. I think it's going to be a push. I'm going to go that Kansas City will win 34-24.
I think you said that thing. They're hot right now. Cleveland is hot. Won twice against Pittsburgh. One to get in against the B team, but fucking punched them in the mouth when it mattered. And if they can keep that momentum going, that's what they need to do. And they got guys back. I agree with you. I don't think they cover, but I think I'm going to take Cleveland in the 10. I still think they lose. I think they lose by 7, but then they're going to get the ball back, and Baker hopefully does Baker things and throws a pick to end the game, and Kansas City wins by 7. Probably about the same score that you were saying. I'm thinking 35-28. Cody?
Nah, this ain't gonna be close, man. Blow them boys out the water, man. Patrick Mahomes ain't throwing
think
4
Cleveland's
picks.
going to blow out Kansas City, huh? That's a bold stride. I like that.
Well, Dub thinks the Browns are going to win.
Of course he
Hell
does.
no.
If
Patrick
the
Mahomes ain't
Lions
throwing.
were playing, he'd pick them
Right.
too.
Yeah, man. Mahomes not throwing 4 picks. Like, the Chiefs actually have a run game. Like, it's just like you said, the only chance the Browns have is running the ball. But then you can run the ball, but you still have to score a touchdown. So
I wouldn't say the Chiefs quite have a run game with Hilaire out. So it's
it's
old
better
man
than
Le'Veon Bell.
yeah, but I mean it's better than what Pittsburgh had.
Well,
Just because Mahomes can open it up by throwing fucking making the field his bitch.
they don't need a running game when you got Hill.
No, they don't necessarily
Hopkins.
need one. Yeah, when you have what you have on the outside, and then Travis Kelce going across the middle, between
Right.
him and Sammy Watkins playing the slot, you don't necessarily need a run game, but
Just dump
it's
it to
still
Le'Veon.
better.
Don't have to run it.
Yeah,
The
and then
difference-
you can dump it to
yeah.
Le'Veon too. So
I mean, the difference is if Mahomes throws 4 picks, they'll still win the game.
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
All right. So you got KC. All right. Last game Sunday night. Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
I mean, it's hard to beat a team 3 times in a year. That's all you're going to hear. The Saints won close week 1. They blew them out in Tampa.
Blew the doors off them.
Embarrassed them in Tampa. As we thought, as I said, I picked Washington, but I said that they would cover. They did. Brady didn't get beat up as much as he should have. And
Yeah, he fucking didn't get touched by
Chase. But
Chase.
Montez Sweat was in there quite a bit because they were doubling Chase, and they're going to do that with
That's what you
Cam
have to
Jordan.
do. Right.
So you're going to double Cam Jordan this week. You got to get in, and you got to find another. You got to find someone else on the defensive line that's going to come through and hit Brady, because you saw what happened when there was any little pressure coming at him. He got worried and he threw that ball away fast. So you know it's coming.
Right.
So if the Saints get any pressure, that's going to be it. But man, I tell you what, I think it's going to be tough for them to stop Kamara, stop Michael Thomas. Man, he's back, he's healthy. I get it. Drew Brees is old and got a little noodle arm on him, but it doesn't matter when you're throwing 5-yard slants or 5-yard option.
Mike.
He can take 70, and that's all that matters. So you don't need Drew Brees to throw it 20 yards. You can dump it down to Kamara, dump it close to Thomas, and then hit Jared Cook for a 12-yard, which is about as far as that little noodle arm can throw it. So I'm going to go with the Saints, 31-23.
Cody.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Dub took Tampa Bay. I'm also, like you said, 3 times in a year is tough, and it's Tom Brady time. It's the playoffs, but I think it's going to be close. Similar score, Bear, 31-28, Tampa Bay for me. And I'm sure you guys saw the picture that they put up of him and Blanda at the same age. That was fucking great.
Well, that's what they said. That's what they said the difference between TB12 is and Marlboro Reds.
All right. So look forward to this. This will be fun. And then just to get to the end here, Jordan Strack, you saw that. I saw you shared the tweet. Major realignment coming locally in sports, realignment of divisions. I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited to see what happens there. The first part of the Tiger documentary just aired on Saturday. I have not seen it yet. I don't know if either of you have, but I'm going to watch it. And then part 2 comes out this weekend. Actually, the day that the Dark Side of the Peapod comes out.
Yeah.
So look forward to that. We got McGregor and Poirier coming up in a week, next Saturday. Now this coming. Yeah, a week from Saturday. We'll cover that next week. And then just last but not least, to do some on this day real quick so we can wrap this damn thing up. All right. Wilt Chamberlain scores 73 points in Warriors 135-117 win over the Chicago Packers. At the time, most points scored in NBA regulation game, and remains tied for third highest total.
Chicago Packers. I would hate that now.
Years? Anybody? Bueller?
Oh, is that what you're asking? Oh, I
Yep.
didn't know we were still doing that. 46.
50.
We usually do this. 62. Hank Aaron, Frank Robinson elected to Hall of Fame.
Yeah, we usually do it about 2 hours ago.
Yeah, true.
Frank Robinson, Willie Mays,
Hank Aaron.
Hank Aaron. 83.
85.
82. Houston guard James Harden scores 38 points in Rockets 116-108 loss to Orlando. 16 straight game with 30-plus points, matching Kobe Bryant's NBA record streak. Goes 1 for 17 from the three-point line, tying record for most misses.
2019.
That is correct.
Broke ass.
Was that game in Orlando? 'Cause if so, he was at the strip club the night before.
He would have been there if he was in Houston. It wouldn't have mattered.
Tanya Harding's bodyguard and Derek Bryan Smith arrested and charged with conspiracy and attack of Nancy Kerrigan.
Ooh. 90. Oh, man. I don't know what year that was. 92?
You said convicted?
No, picked up, charged, whatever.
Well, there's a difference between arrested and convicted.
They were arrested.
All right, 92.
94. God damn. All right. Happy birthday. Let's see what birthdays we got on this day. Bam Morris, running back, Steelers, way back. He's 59.
Did it?
Or should I say 49? James Posey, 44. Damn. Jack Johnson, NHL, the Blue Jackets and Penguins,
Wasn't he a singer for some emo band?
34. And Connor McDavid, 24.
A lot of fours.
Talked about him. All right. Thanks to Wes Anderson for Moments of Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thanks to All Wear Clothing, Crandall's Quality Landscaping, Connell Barrett, DatingTransformation.com. Sorry, Sparty Steve, we didn't get you on the show. Check out P-Pod on the show this Sunday. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Congrats, strippers in Brooklyn. Congrats.
Wes, you better have that jacket when you come next week, too.